Hi everyone, welcome back to the video for the Disney crochet series, and now we're moving on to issue 31. Now there are two squares to make for issue 31. I've got them both in front of me here, and if you just look at the top here you can see that it's issue 31 and issue 31. So the two squares that we've got to make are the Daisy Duck portrait square and the Winnie the Pooh honey square. Now I'm only going to be making one of them on camera, and that is purely for the simple reason of the Daisy Duck portrait square. She is exactly the same as the Donald one that we have already made for issue 17. Her face is exactly the same, the beak is exactly the same. The square, the square is exactly the same, and the bow on top of her head here is the same one that we made that goes just as like a bow tie on him. So we don't need to repeat the video for this one because I'm aware that I'm quite behind already and I don't want to keep sort of dragging the series on. So if you just make this one, if you watch through or watch the video for Donald Duck, which is from issue 17, and just switch around the colours as what it says within your magazine, and then you will have the full guide for that one already done. That being said, we are going to go on and make the Winnie the Pooh square in this video. So before moving on to the Winnie the Pooh honey square, I've just actually finished this one after finishing my honey square, and I just wanted to put the image of this one in just so you can see what the daisy looked like when it's finished, and it just will also help you of where to place your mouth, where to place the eyes and the bow. So hopefully having that in front of you will enable you to make sure that yours looks the same. So if you need to, just go ahead and pause the video now when you're completing your daisy facial features, and then we can continue on to the honey square. So this is the square that we're going to be making, which is called the Winnie the Pooh honey square. Another really easy one by the looks of things, or certainly will help us given the fact that it's all done in one colour apart from the border, which means we won't have as many ends to weave in on the end. I'll just turn the page over. And the instructions say that we are just using the sunflower and the white yarn for this one. So if you get your sunflower yarn ready, and we will begin. So I've started off this square with a slip knot on my hook with my sunflower yarn, and as we always do, it's using the 4mm clover hook. We're then going to chain 5, so I'm yarning around the back and towards the front. I'm pulling that one through, and I've made 1 chain, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We're then going to join with a slip stitch in our first chain. So we want to go back to that first V that we've made here, put our hook through, pull up a loop so we've got 2 on our hook, and then pull that loop straight through, and we have made a ring. After doing that, we want to start round 1 by chaining 3. So yarn over, 1, 2 and 3. We're then going to do 2 trebles into the ring. So we want to yarn over. We then want to insert our hook into the centre of our ring. So if you pull those sides apart, as I've shown you before, you can see the hole in the centre. So once you've yarned over, you want to go into that centre and pull up a loop so you have 3 on your hook. Then you can yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then we need to repeat that again. So yarn over, into the centre of your circle, pull up a loop so you have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2 again, and you've now got what they would class as 3 trebles. We then want to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then we want to do another 3 trebles into the ring. So yarn over into your center, pull up a loop so you've got 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and you've done 1, yarn over into the middle, 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, you've done 2 trebles, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 and pull through 2, and you've done your 3 trebles, so you want to chain 2, 1 and 2, another 3 trebles into the center, so there's 1 and 2 and 3, and then chain 2 again, and we just want to repeat that once more. So 3 more trebles into the center, there's 1, 2, and 3. So to finish off round 1, we are chaining 1. We are then going to do a double crochet into our 3rd chain. So we've got 3 chains just here. We want to go into the top one, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both, and we can now move on to round 2. We need to chain 1. And we now want to work into the corner space, which is just here, so you can pull those apart and see that corner space there. Into that corner space you want to do 2 double crochets. So put the hook through into the corner space and pull up a loop so you have 2 on your hook. We will yarn over and pull through both. Into the same space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both loops, and you've done your 2 double crochets into your corner space. We then want to do a double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So we've got our 3 stitches here along the top from our last row. So our first one in here, so pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, there's 1. Our next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, there's 2. Into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and you've done your 3 double crochets. Into your first corner you want to do 2 double crochets, 1 chain, 2 double crochets. So into your corner, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, into your corner, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1, into your corner, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and then the last one, pull through 2. A double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. Into your next stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2, there's 1, 2 and 3, and I'm at my next corner. So it's 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, 1 chain, and then 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. A double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3, and we're at our next corner. So 2 double crochets, 1, 2, chain 1 and 2 more double crochets, 1 and 2. 3 single double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2 and 3, and now we're back at our first corner. So into that corner you need to 2 double crochets into that space, into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and then we want to join with a double crochet into our first double crochet. So your first stitch is just here, so if you go in through that one, oh, it's a bit tight if I'm honest. Go into our first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both, and then you've finished round 2. For round 3, we want to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. We then want to skip the next stitch and then do a half treble into the next stitch and then 1 chain. So we're skipping, we've done our 3 chains which come out of this stitch here. So this will be our next one which we're skipping, and we're going into this one here. So we want to do a half treble into this stitch. So for a half treble, we're yarning over into that stitch and pull up a loop, and you will have 3 loops on your hook. You then want to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and we're then chaining 1. We're then skipping the next stitch and going into the next one with a half treble. So yarn over, skip your first into the next, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3, and then chain 1, and then yarn over, skip your next stitch and into the one after, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 and chain 1. We now want to go into our corner space, which is just in here. Hope you can see that gap there. And into the corner, we want to do 1 half treble, 3 chains, 1 half treble. So we need to yarn over into your corner space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3, and then we need to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. We then want to do 1 more half treble into that corner space. So yarn over into that space, pull up a loop, you've got 3 on your hook, yarn over and pull through, I can't even do it myself, pull through all 3, and you will end up with something that looks like this. We then want to chain 1, so yarn over and pull that one through. We then want to skip the next stitch here and carry on as we did before with a half treble and then a 1 chain. So yarn over, skip your first stitch and into the next, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3, chain 1, yarn over, skip your next stitch and into the next, pull up a loop, pull through all 3, chain 1, yarn over, skip your next stitch and into the one after, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 and chain 1, and we're at our next corner where we want to do 1 half trebles, 3 chains, 1 half treble. So into your corner space, if I can find it, because it's so tight here, it will be into this one. I'll go into here, pull through all 3, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then 1 more half treble into that corner space, pull through all 3 and then chain 1 again. Yarn over, we're missing the next double crochet and then going into the one after, pull up a loop so you've got 3 on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3, chain 1, yarn over, skip a stitch into the one after, pull through all 3, chain 1, yarn over, skip a stitch into the one after, pull up a loop, pull through all 3, chain 1, and we're at our next corner space. So into the corner as before, we're doing 1 half treble, 2 chains, 1 half treble, 3 chains, 1 half treble even. So into that space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then yarn over into that same space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3, and then chain 1. Yarn over, skip your first stitch into the one after, pull up a loop so you've got 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1, yarn over, skip a stitch into the next, 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 3, chain 1, yarn over, skip a stitch into the next, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1, and we're at our first corner. So into the corner we want to do 1 half treble, so yarn over into your corner space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. We then want to chain 1, so yarn over and pull through, and we then want to join with a half treble into the second chain. So we've got 1 stitch here, and this is our second chain, so yarn over into that second chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, and there is the end of round 3. For round 4 I'm chaining 1, and I then need to do a double crochet into the corner space. So I need to put my hook into that gap, pull up a loop, I've got 2 on my hook, I'm then yarning over and pulling through both loops. I then need to do 2 double crochets into each of the next 4 1 chain spaces. So these are our 1 chain spaces, and we've got 4 of them, and we're doing 2 double crochets into each. So I'm putting my hook into that space, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and I'll do the same, yarn over, pull through 2, and I've done 2 double crochets into that space. I'll move on to the next space. There's 1 and 2. The next space, 1 and 2, and the next space, 1 and 2. I'm now at my first corner. Into the corner I need to do 1 double crochet, 2 chains, 1 double crochet. So carry on with the same stitch, put your hook through the corner space and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both. I'm then chaining 2, 1 and 2, and then into that space I'm doing another double crochet. I'll do 1 more side with you, so I need to do 2 double crochets into each of the next 4 spaces. So into the next space, there's 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. And now into my corner space, I need to do, as before, 1 double crochet, 2 chains, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 chains, 1 double crochet. So if you carry on with that one for the next 2 sides, I'll meet you at the end of the round. So I'm at my corner space for the end of round 4. I want to do 1 double crochet into the corner space, which is this one just here. So there's 1 double crochet. I then want to chain 1, and I'm going to finish that one with a double crochet into the first double crochet that I did. So my first stitch is just here. So I'll pull up a loop and pull through both, and that is the end of round 4. For round 5, I'm going to chain 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and then I want to do a treble into the corner space. So I'm yarning over, and my corner space is there. I need to pull those sides apart. It's at the base of my chains. So into that space, pull up a loop, so I've got 3 on my hook. I'm yarning over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. I then want to do a treble into each of the next amount of stitches it says in the book. So I will do a few with you, and then you'll have to continue on your own because I can't give the full pattern away in the video due to copyright. So into our first stitch. Oh, it's stuck. There we go. 3 on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and I've got 1, and then yarning over into my next stitch, pull through 2, pull through 2, and I've done 2, yarn over into my next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and I have done 3. I will meet you at the first corner. So I've done the amount of trebles that I needed to do as per the magazine instructions for round 5. And then into my corner space, I need to do 2 trebles, 2 chains, 2 trebles. So I'm yarning over and going into that corner, pulling up a loop, yarning over, pull through 2, pull through 2. There's 1 treble, back into the corner, pull through 2, pull through 2. There's my second treble, chain 2, yarn over into the corner, there's 1 treble and 2 treble. So carry along with your trebles along the edges into every stitch. The magazine will tell you exactly how many you need. In your corners it's 2 trebles, 2 chains, 2 trebles. I will meet you at the end of the round. So at the final corner, you want to do 2 trebles into that corner space. So yarn over into that space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then 1 more treble into that space. So you've done 2. We then want to chain 1, and we're going to join with a double crochet into our 3rd chain. So count up your 3 chains. And into that one, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both. And that's the end of round 5. For round 6, we're chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3. We then want to do a treble into the corner space. So yarn over, pull those sides apart so you can see a corner space. And we're doing a treble into that one. We then want to do a treble into each of the next 14 trebles. So yarn over, going into my first one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and I've done 1, 2, 3, and I've pulled that one out. There we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. I've done it again, haven't I? There we go. And I'm now at my first corner for round 6. And into that corner, we're doing 2 trebles, 2 chains, and 2 trebles. So the same stitch. Pull through 2, pull through 2. There's 1. Pull through 2, pull through 2. There's 2, so I can chain 2. And now 2 more trebles into that corner space. There's 1. and 2. So carry on with that along. It's a treble into each of the 14 stitches here, and then in your corners it's 2 trebles, 2 chains, 2 trebles. I'll meet you at the end of the round. So last corner of round 6, we're doing 2 trebles into the corner space. So yarn over into your corner, pull through 2 and pull through 2, yarn over into your corner, pull through 2 and pull through 2. We're then going to chain 1 and join with a double crochet into our 3rd chain again. So remember to count up your chains, so you've got the 3rd into that one, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both loops, and that's the end of round 6. We've got 2 more to go and then the border. So for round 7 we're chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3. We then want to do a treble into each of the next 18 trebles. So yarn over into your first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and there's our first treble. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18, and I'm at my first corner of round 7, and into that one I need to do 1 treble, 2 chains, 1 treble, yarn over into the corner, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 chains, 1 and 2, and then 1 more treble into that corner space. So for this one it's trebles into the 18 stitches, and in your corners it's 1 treble, 2 chains, 1 treble. I will meet you at the end of the round. So the last corner for round 7, we are doing 1 treble into the corner space. We are then chaining 1 and joining with a double crochet into our 3rd chain. So count up 3, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both. That's the end of round 7, and we are now going on to round 8, which is the last round using the sunflower yarn before we add our border in white. So we want to chain 1 and do 1 double crochet into the corner space. So pull those apart into that corner, and then we're pulling through both loops. We then want to do a double crochet into each of the next amount of stitches that it tells you to under round 8 in the magazine. I will just do a couple with you. So into your first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and I've done 1. Into my next stitch, pull through 2, and I've done 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the magazine will tell you exactly how many there should be under round 8. I can't give away too much of the pattern because of copyright. I will meet you at the corner to show you what you need to do there. So I've done my double crochets along. Into my first corner I am going to do 1 double crochet, 2 chains, 1 double crochet. So into that space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both, 2 chains, 1 and 2, and 1 more double crochet into that corner space. I would then continue along with my double crochets into the first stitch. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So you need to continue your double crochets along. The magazine will tell you exactly how many there should be. Your corners are 1 double crochet, 2 chains, 1 double crochet. I will meet you at the end of the round. So our last corner in our sunflower yarn, we want to do 1 double crochet into the corner space. So yarn over and pull through 2. We are then going to chain 2. So there's 1 and 2. We then want to finish this one with a slip stitch into our first double crochet. So our first double crochet is this stitch here. So we're going in through that one, pulling up a loop, and then we're pulling that loop straight through the other one, and that is our square complete. Of course, without the border. So we need to fasten this one off now, and then we're joining our white yarn to any of the corner spaces. So moving on to our border, you do need to remember this hole here isn't the corner space that you want to join your white to. There's actually a corner in amongst this row here. Where we've just done the double crochets, it's quite a short, small space. So if you can pull those apart, you'll see a gap in between those stitches. So I'll just repeat that again. Don't go in through the large gap here. There's a space here, although a small one, just below those stitches there. So I've joined mine up here. So I'm going to put my hook through and pull up a loop. And now we can begin our border. So I've joined my yarn onto my hook. I'm then going to chain 2. 1 and 2. We then want to do a half treble into each of the next 10 stitches. So we're yarning over into our first stitch, pulling up a loop, so we've got 3 on the hook. We're then yarning over and pulling through all 3 loops for the half treble. Into the next one, so yarn over into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. We've done 2. 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 3, and there's 3. Yarn over, pull through 3, and I've done 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. We then want to do 2 half trebles into the next stitch. So yarn over into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 3, then yarn over, and we're going into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, and we've got 2 stitches in that same stitch there. We then want to do a half treble into each of the next 11 stitches. So yarn over into your next, pull up a loop, so you've got 3 on your hook, yarn over and pull through 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11, and I'm at my first corner. In the corner I need to do 1 half treble, 2 chains, 1 half treble. So into your corner space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. I'm then chaining 2, 1 and 2, and then 1 more half treble into the corner space. So you need to do 10 single half trebles, 2 in the next stitch, 11 single half trebles. In your corners you're doing 1 half treble, 2 chains, 1 half treble. I will meet you at the end of the round. So I've done my last 11 half trebles. I then want to do a half treble into the corner space. Remember, we're not going into this big gap, we're going in through here. So there's 1 half treble. I'm then doing 2 chains. So there's 1 and 2. And I then need to finish with a slip stitch into my second chain. So I've got 2 chains there. I'm going in through that one, pulling up a loop, pulling that loop straight through. And there we have it. It's a bit sort of lifted up and a bit wonky, but that is our Winnie the Pooh honey square all complete. You can now fasten that one off. So I'll just do mine now. Pull that one through. Just knot that one around once more to secure. There we go. If I can flatten that one down a bit. There is our Winnie the Pooh honey square from issue 31. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It really does mean a lot to know that there's people that are watching this and enjoying it. The same goes with comments. I really enjoy reading your comments and I will reply to every single one. Also, if you need any help with the daisy square, I know that I haven't made it here, but if you do want to comment underneath with any questions about that one, please do that as well. And I guess I will see you in the next video, which will be for issue 32. I'll see you then.